All right, and here we are with my deck tech, and I'm going to be battling with a mono white aggro deck, kind of similar to what Sam Black played at the World Championships. Craig Wesco played at the WMCQ before that. So a lot of similarities there, but we've lost Nykthos, so that kind of changes things a little bit. And we've gained a few new cards, so let's go ahead and look at the deck and see what it looks like now. So,
Okay.
basically, the new card that we gained is Gideon Ally of Zendikar, and I think that this card is extremely good. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go with best card in the set, not close.
that we've seen so far.
Yeah, I would take that bet. You know,
Yeah,
it's just so insanely powerful.
yeah. So it's a 4 mana or a 4 loyalty planeswalker for 4 mana. It has 3 abilities. 0 is just putting a 2/2 ally into play. So not only is that just good as just putting a 2/2 into play, like we've seen Garruk Relentless and Xenagos do that, but it also is an ally, so there could be a lot of synergies with allies there as well.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have that many allies spoiled yet. You know, I assume most of them are going to be like common and uncommon with a few rares in each color to really bring the theme of allies together, right? Much like the old ones from Zendikar. But you know, we have the 3 mana 3/2 that whenever an ally comes into play, all your guys get lifelink.
Yep.
That card seems pretty sweet with him.
There's an indestructible ally.
Yeah, there's one that's like 5 mana indestructible. That one I'm less excited about.
There's one where whenever you target it, it targets all your other creatures as well.
Yeah, not sure on that one. We might be Titan strengthening our entire team or whatever, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, some ally synergies there. Has a -4 of basically a Glorious Anthem emblem where all your creatures get +1/+1 for the rest of the game, and it can't be interacted with in any way. So like your opponent can't disenchant your emblem or whatever.
yeah,
And the thing about that's basically you can just play him and immediately use him. He dies to make an emblem, so that's kind of sweet. If you have a lot of extra copies of Gideon, for example, you can just be like, make an emblem. The next turn, be like, play another one and tick up. And his tick up is he becomes a 5/5 indestructible until end of turn. So pretty sweet that you can like play him, tick up, and then next turn you can like either attack for 5 or make a 2/2 or make an emblem or there seems like there's a lot of cool things you can do with Gideon. It seems extremely powerful.
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure that we have the right context to figure out exactly how good he's going to be in each deck. Just because, like, I think he's going to be great in, mid-range and control strategies, just heavy removal type strategies, because that's usually where the planeswalkers shine that actually make creatures. I think, like, something like, my Mardu deck, for example. Long story short, if you watch the deck above, I didn't play Gideon because I didn't want to be a Gideon mirror to start off with, but I think Gideon's just going to go in, like, 100 different decks. So.
Yeah. The other new card is Stasis Snare, which is basically just a flash banishing light, but can only hit creatures. But it's pretty sweet that you can just play it in instant speed, kind of like a Hero's Downfall in a way.
Yeah, I do like it a lot.
It seems pretty. It's kind of like the White Hero's Downfall, so it's pretty cool. It also adds a lot to Devotion, which is relevant with nothing because they got rid of.
Yeah, you tricked me. I was like, wait, what? Yeah.
But yeah, beyond that, it's just a creature deck here. I'm not playing Kythian because of Gideon. You don't want to flip your Kythian and have to choose between the two.
Yeah.
So I decided to not play Kythian. We have Dragon Hunter instead. I think Dragon's going to be pretty big in the set, and he can, brawl with some dragons.
I just cannot wait to Draconic Roar your Dragon Hunter and just laugh.
Yeah, that's just a flavor fail right there. He should have protection from dragons and their roars.
Yeah.
Beyond that, though, we have Knight of White Orchid, Anafenza, Hangerback, Wingmate, Archangel. Consul's Lieutenant's a newer one, and like this is a card that wasn't in the older versions, but I think that this card has a chance to shine now that we're not going to be running into Coursers and Sylvan Caryatids. It's possible that this 2-mana first strike that can pump your team is actually good now.
Yeah, it does seem kind of cool. I am interested to see if any of the renowned creatures from Magic Origins actually end up making waves in Standard. If any of them do, I think he is probably, or she, I don't know. That one is probably the best one of the bunch. Just, efficient, has a natural ability of first strike, so it makes combat pretty difficult for the opponent. If you have multiples, they can play defense pretty well. And then if you ever are able to connect with it, then you have the potential to just like pump all your team, which is sweet.
Yeah, it feels kind of like a precinct captain style card, which saw a lot of play.
Mm-hmm.
And then our mana base is 21 planes and 4 Foundry of the Consoles, so it actually might be too many Foundry of the Consoles, but
You do have a lot of double white guys.
we have a lot of double white guys, and we also have triple here. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be quite pleased when you draw Foundry, Plains, Triple Archangel. So
hopefully that doesn't happen. But anyway, that's the main deck for the mono white deck. Let's go ahead and look at the sideboard.
Sure.
All right, we're back for the sideboard, and it's 15 white cards.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's
in
really
your mono white
weird.
deck.
Yeah. So start off, we have 2 Felder Cub, and I don't think that this card is very powerful right now because a lot of the good enchantments are rotating out. But I wanted to put it in the sideboard just to showcase that this is the style of card that has been very good in the past. Keening Apparition and Return to Ravnica block actually saw a decent bit of play.
Yeah.
There's also been like War Priest of Thune and some other ones.
Even Ronom Unicorn saw a little play when it was in standard back during Cold Snap Ravnica. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's always there's a lot of these types of creatures in that are frequently pushed back into standard, and they usually see some amount of play because generally speaking, enchantments are pretty good. And that's why we also have Mastery of the Unseen because it's a good enchantment. But yeah.
I'm excited to see if Mastery is just going to dominate this format. I feel like a very removal heavy deck with Mastery could just beat everybody, just bitter blossom people to death.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily see that being the case if things slow down with like sets being gone. The other card in here that's a little different is Silk Wrap, but Todd mentioned it in his deck tech as well. But Hangerback Walker is probably going to be one of the best creatures in the new format. So Silk Wrap's a pretty efficient answer for that guy, and it's just good against cheap aggressive creatures in general.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the cards are pretty self-explanatory. Tragic Arrogance might be worse now that a lot of the decks that it's good against are rotating out, but I still think it's going to be a powerful card. And then Surge of Righteousness for the red creatures, red and black creatures, and then Hidden Dragon Slayer, which I just really like this card a lot because in matchups where it's good, it's just really good.
Yeah, I will say the Surge of Righteousness might make a comeback. I was gonna say Surge, but no, it might actually make some waves now in standard since there's no more protection from White Stormbreath Dragon.
Yeah,
and I think that was one of the main things holding back Surge of Righteousness from being a sideboard card was the fact that one of the best red creatures just didn't die to it.
Yeah, I think that was probably the major thing holding back everything that I loved and cared about in standard. I am so happy that Stormbreath is gone. I can barely express my glee.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, so looks like Brian's going to have a decent sideboard for this matchup. He's got some Dragon Slayer, Surge, Valor Stance can all come in against me. Even Silk Wrap, since I do have Hangerback and the Soulfire Grandmaster. Yeah. So.
But anyway, that is all for the mono white. Make sure you also check out Todd's deck tech on his Mardu deck, and make sure you stay tuned for our battles below, where we see which of these white-based decks comes out on top.
These white-based Hangerback Walker decks?
Yep.